Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of our Rebuilding Newcastle series. As you all know, the aim of this series is to win the Champions League eventually. Now, this could be quite a big one in a step towards that. It's our first Champions League game on camera. It's a double header today. Not only do we face Manchester City away in the league, we are having to face Bayern Munich away from home in our Champions League debut. Hello everybody, Jake here, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel if you're new. As I mentioned in the intro, you're being treated today, something I don't do regularly. 2 matches in one video. We've got Manchester City away in the Premier League, a huge game in the Premier League table, followed up by a equally huge, I would say, away match to Bayern Munich. It's probably the one game in our Champions League group that if we lost it wouldn't be the end of the world, but we'll talk about all of that in a minute, what our Champions League group is, how the Premier League's gone, how our new signings are doing. On top of that, we did have deadline day of course, and we signed a new player for our squad who has done more than well since joining, so we've got plenty to get into. But before we do, if you could hit the like button on this video and share it to as many people as possible, that would be awesome. The channel is growing amazingly as we head towards 5,000 subscribers, so if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, we're trying to get there before Christmas. If you've been watching, why not press it? You can change your mind at any point, and while you're down there as well, if you click that bell, you'll never miss out on one of my videos on my very erratic upload schedule. And feel free to comment down below how you think we're going to do in these 2 games, or I asked you guys to tell me what you had for breakfast last time just to help the YouTube algorithm, and it did work. So this time, dinner? What do you have for dinner? Let me know. It will help my YouTube. Anyway, you guys are here for Newcastle. Let's get right into it. So, Manchester City away from home, the Premier League. That's what we're going to start talking about. And as you can see, it's looking okay. I can't complain with the start we've had. We are 2 points off the top of the league. Better goal difference than most teams. The only team with a better goal difference is Manchester United, who on 22 points have of course played an extra game than us, so it's not the end of the world. They have strengthened over the summer. They not only have Cristiano Ronaldo now, but they do, I believe, have Kylian Mbappe. Yeah, they do. They brought in Marco Asensio as well. It's a very good Manchester United squad. Really just bought in the positions that they needed to strengthen in. Manchester City, as we saw the other day, have got Haaland, so that's going to be interesting playing against them. Liverpool doing very well too. I don't know who they've got in their team, but it's pretty much just same old Liverpool. Oh no, they've got Robert Lewandowski up front. Not only have they got Mane and Salah, Firmino's out of the team. They've put Lewandowski up there. How can we compete? Well, we made our own signing on deadline day. Obviously, we did have a good transfer window in my opinion, and the team is doing very well. But arguably, one of the one of the best performers in our team at the minute is Owen Windle, who we signed from, was it AZ? It was AZ for £10 million on deadline day. It says he's played 1 appearance and scored once. That was in the league. On top of that, he appeared in the other competition, I think it was the Cup, and scored there after coming on to basically win us the game. So he has done very well for us. Is giving Gramado a run for his money at left back. I think it's a great pickup for £10 million. A Netherlands international, very happy with the Dutchman joining the club, and it gives us a bit more depth at left back because the Gareth Bale project, if you want to call it that, it will work. He will get better at left back eventually, but right now, anytime you put him there, the game's like, please take him out. He does not like playing here yet, which I think is silly because he can play all these positions, but he has actually played left back for a number of years and should be able to do it. I didn't check when I signed Bale, by the way. He looked amazing. I looked at all these attributes like, yeah, brilliant. He can be in our team and he can play left back. Of course he can. I'm not sure he can. He's got 6 marking, 9 tackling, 10 concentration. He's not a defender. We don't need him to be. He can play in the odd cup match here and there. That's his job. And just provide a bit of depth on the wings. But overall, we are doing very well. If we sort by average match rating, outside of Windle, doing very well. We've got Marcus Thuram, 6 games played, 4 games scored, 1 assist. Very good from him. I think he was out injured for a little bit, so he hasn't played as much as some of the other players. On top of that, James Ward-Prowse, I've noticed in game, has been very, very good for us. Like, his corner taking is immense. He's very, very good. Then we've got Vlahovic, not Vlahovic, as I was calling him last video. Seems like you guys was telling me it's Vlahovic, so there you go. Serbian, 22-year-old, 15 appearances for the national team, 4 goals for them. But for us, he's done even better. 7 goals in the league, 7 games in the league, should I say. 5 goals, a 7.41 average match rating. Callum Wilson hasn't done well when he's been given his chance, really. So nice to see that Vlahovic has done well, because this season Callum Wilson has stepped off the mark, despite the fact that he had a very good last year. I say that, I must be lying because he's played 3 times and scored 3. Forget what I said. Callum Wilson is a very capable backup striker. We do have some interest in our team from the likes of Real Madrid, I think, for a Kanji, which almost happened on deadline day. And then apparently Inter Milan want Livakovic, but I don't see any of that happening. And yeah, the league has gone well, but this is a big game against Manchester City because they're only 1 point ahead of us. If we lose here and Arsenal pick up a point somewhere or whatever happens, we start to fall away from the main group. And I want to win the Premier League and get to at least the quarterfinals of the Champions League this season. It's ambitious, but I think we can do it. So a game like this, as early on in the season as it is, I still want to do as well as possible. And now you're being revealed to you the Champions League group. We have played one game. I said it was our Champions League debut. We'll call it our Champions League debut on camera because we have played Zenit St. Petersburg already and won 2-1, which was the last game before this. We had Zenit, 3 days later Manchester City, 3 days later Bayern, 3 days before the Zenit game was Chelsea, 3 days before that Arsenal. You can tell this month is a bit rough for us. It's a good job we've got some squad depth. Starts to ease up a little bit later, but as of September, it's a pretty tough run. The Premier League though, I said I reckon we could get from here to here. Here to here. Come on, Jake, you can do it. Here to here. No, here to... I did it. I said we can get from here to here without dropping too many points. It's kind of gone the way I expected, although 3 draws in a row away from home against some teams that we probably didn't need to draw against is a bit annoying. But West Ham, we beat 5-1 on the first day, which you saw. We beat Everton 4-0 with Vlahovic scoring twice. 3-3 against Wolves, which I believe was a 3-0 up or something like that, and then they came back. Either way, it didn't feel like they deserved it. Then we drew to Sheffield, which is an annoying one, although only just getting a draw to keep us unbeaten so far in that 96th minute own goal from Jayden Bogle. Thank you to him for that. We then drew to Tottenham, again a late equaliser from Tottenham. Then we beat Brighton, we beat Fulham, we beat Norwich, we beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup in penalties, I believe. Then we beat Chelsea in the league 2-1, Windle again getting on the score sheet there. Beat Zenit St. Petersburg with Edwards and Wilson scoring after we went behind. And now we have Manchester City. As we have 2 games to get into, I'm not going to keep you around too long looking at everything else, but everything's going well, club's going good, new signings looking good, and this is the team that we're going with today to face Manchester City. Now, I had the option here of choosing which game was more important to us, but because they're both almost equally important, I reckon we could lose a Champions League one and be okay because there's so many other games. We just need to get through the group. But still, I want to do well again in our first real big test against European opposition in the likes of Bayern Munich. So what I've done, as opposed to playing a good team and a bad team, we're just mixing it all up. So in this game, we've got probably 3 out of 4 of our normal defenders. Badashile would usually be in for a Kanji, but there's a lot of tiredness going on at the minute. Ward-Prowse steps out the team in this game, even though he's really good for Willock, and the likes of Rafinha step out, St. Maximan step out, but Vlahovic is in, so it's a bit of a mix. And then next game will probably be the opposite set of players trying to get something against Bayern. I hope we can do something today against City, and with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, we are off here in the game against Manchester City, the first match of the video. I think last season there was a bit of an element of what happens in Football Manager quite commonly, where the game doesn't catch up to the point that you've got such a good team. Like the other teams, the AI doesn't really realise, and therefore sometimes the managers don't play their best team. But I expect none of that this season. I expect them to play their best squads whenever we go up against them. Manchester City, when you see their team in a minute, have done just that, and already Haaland rounding our goalkeeper, and I thought he was going to score very comfortably, but he hit the post. Bit lucky for us because he did literally have an open goal, and that is Erling Haaland after all, like one of the most insane Football Manager strikers that's ever existed. So I'm happy we've got away with that. But after 3 minutes for that to happen, and now another highlight for City, it's not boding well. It's Haaland again, and then John Stones taps it in. This is probably our biggest test away from home so far in the league this season. I want to win. I'm not saying I expect us to win. I just want us to give a good account for ourselves and keep up with them. Because if we can do that, that will show that we can keep up with these big boys over the course of the season. I think we'll beat them in terms of winning against all the other teams really regularly. But when it comes to these one-off games against the big teams in the top 4, that's when we might struggle. Whereas the other teams might drop points against your Norwiches, your Sheffields, which we have done. But I think our home form is so immense that I don't expect anything like that to happen. Which is why 2 away games in a video could be a bad spell for us, because stuff like this is going to happen. We're 2-0 down after 22 minutes to Manchester City. Some of you guys did comment saying that in the transfer window, obviously we do look good, but someone said that we were basically lacking at centre-back in terms of like a star, De Ligt, Van Dijk kind of player. And I half agree with that. I think we do need to be a little bit better defensively, but I also believe that the 2 centre-backs that we are mainly choosing, Badashile and Nyanzu, once they've fully developed, will be better than them players, well, at least equal with them kind of players when they're at full growth. But being 2-0 down already, not showing any signs of having any attacks of our own, is a little bit annoying. And if we can get a goal back here though, That will at least give us a little bit of momentum going towards the first half-time whistle. But Grimaldo just gives it away really cheaply. The more that I see him play, the more that I think we need a more long-term left-back. I like Windle. I think he's done well for us, but I don't see him as the Champions League winning left-back. Grimaldo, again, did well for his first season. This year, not so much. And I have started looking at a few transfer targets to potentially bring in. I'm going to choose to look away from what's just happened because we are 3-0 down after 30 minutes and I'm ready to walk out the room and just skip on to the Bayern game. Although, considering the fact that we've probably used more starting 11 players in this match than the next match that we're going to have, I'm a bit worried. Haaland destroying us there, just running straight through the middle of our defence. I should probably change some things tactically, but I'm not that smart to do that kind of thing. If you know me on Football Manager, tactics aren't my strong suit, and they've scored again. Another corner set piece that's worked for them. Haaland last time had a header that was blocked, and then I think it was Foden or someone followed it in. And now this time he's just headed it in straight into the back of the net. And I feel like crying. It was John Stones, sorry, not Phil Foden, but please don't make it 5-0. This could be the most embarrassing video I've ever recorded. If we lose like 10-0 to Manchester City, before we even get to the Bayern game, I might just choose to show you the Bayern game and forget that this ever happened. Who knows? But we are having a shocker. Akanji on his first full game back from an injury is not doing well. Can we pull one goal back here? No. Akanji's headed it wide from about 4 yards away. Extremely disappointing first half. I don't do this often, but with throwing the water bottle, you were terrible, and that's demotivated them. What do they want me to tell them? Do you want me to tell you that you're amazing after losing 4-0? I don't know what they expect. Right, because we had such a bad first half, I'm just going to treat the second half as its own thing and see if we can try and win the second half. If we get a 4-goal comeback, I'll take that, but I'm just focusing right now on trying to win this half of football. And there we go, we've got a goal. Marcus Edwards with an absolutely brilliant goal from a Weigl assist, although it's going to be ruled out for offside, isn't it? I actually thought, looking at it, it looked onside, so I'm going to pray that we will get given the goal. He's checking it. A goal allowed. Okay, that's a brilliant goal to have allowed, because not only does it give us a little bit of momentum in the second half, I don't expect us to come back. It means we're winning in the second half, but it's also a very good goal. Weigl to Edwards. Edwards with a lovely volley. He was brilliant in the match against Zenit when we brought him on. He changed the game with a goal and an assist to get us the win in our first Champions League match. Yeah, well done to Edwards there. At least we've done something in this match not worthwhile. But I am going to demand more. I am going to look to make some substitutions. If we concede from a third corner, I am leaving, because that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to be the ones that score from that. Jack Grealish on the ball. They're going to play it in. Fabian, that's a very good Manchester City team, isn't it? Because even he is... What are you doing, Livakovic? I was going to say Fabian is also a very good player, and I didn't even realise he was in their squad. But Haaland's just... It just made it look easy, and that was because I think Livakovic just gave him a million miles to tap the ball into. It is a good ball through. But look, Livakovic's positioning, he runs away from it, gives Haaland so much space. Because Haaland is so good in Football Manager, I suppose the game gives him a little bit of them kind of things. But he's just tucked it away for his hat-trick. We're doing terribly. It's time to make some substitutions, but also keeping in mind that I don't want to use the more important players as subs here, because we're not going to come back anyway, so there's no point in me wasting all of our players' energy on a game like this. So we might just give an opportunity to the likes of Richard Crockard. I think I'm taking off Edwards just because I think he might actually feature against Bayern as a starter. Basuma has been complaining in the dynamics, which, okay, I'm going to talk about that before the Bayern game, because there's a bit of a dynamics issue at the club. Maybe that's affecting this result, I don't know, but he's been basically forcing me to play him because he's still down as a star player, which he's now definitely a starting option, but maybe not a guaranteed starter every game. So he's had a few issues there. Mukiel, I think I might try and save you, because I know Zeki Celik isn't registered for the Champions League, which is one of the big issues in the dynamics that we're going to talk about. So I'll get Mukiel off and he can save for the Bayern game. But here we go. It's 1-1 in this half. That's all that matters to me. I've just got an achievement called Perfect Blend. What's that for? Losing 5-1? Someone tell me what happened there. What was that pass? We just booted the ball straight into Edison's arms. This is going to be a 25-30 minute video just to watch us lose 5-1 against Manchester City. I can't take it. I really can't. I don't know what I'm going to put as a title to this. So maybe just... Oh, come on, Haaland. Please don't. It's 6-1. It's 4 goals for Erling Haaland. He is an absolute dominant monster. 2 from the air, 2 from runs in behind. He's taller than us. He's stronger than us. He's quicker than us. What can you do? What can you do against Erling Haaland in these situations? Oh, drop it to the defensive. I know. I'm just not that kind of manager. That's not how I play. I play our way of football, and if it doesn't work, then I'll realise what's going wrong and try and fix it in the next game or with transfers. I don't want to adjust the tactic, but I really probably should have done when we went 3-0 down. Gravenberch has made it 7-1. It's another corner, the third corner we've conceded from this game. It's genuinely been terrible. He's rised above Weigl, put it into the back of the net. This is a real, like, heartbreaking result, like bringing us back down to earth kind of thing. I said I wanted to win the Premier League and the Champions League. We might be lucky if we get in the Champions League again if we keep playing like this. Fabian plays it out to Rodrigo. Rodri, I think that is, right? Why is he called Rodrigo? Fabian. Back to him again. Foden. Oh, for God's sake. He's going to do it again, isn't he? It's too easy. Gravenberch with his second goal of his Manchester City career. They've just signed him for a big, big sum. And he's gone and scored twice in about the same amount of minutes. We're 8-1 down. It's very much embarrassing. Look at that on the left. Look at the notable events on the left. Just to give me some credit though, XG suggested it should only be 3-1 Man City, so maybe we've done better than I expected. What are we losing this half? Is it 3-1 we're losing this half? No, we're going to make it 3-2. Marcus Thuram's going to score. It was so easy. It was such an easy finish. It could have at least been 8-2. And now we're getting another highlight, and it's probably going to be a final Manchester City goal. I almost jokingly said in the first half, imagine if it was 10-0. It's 8-1. Saying this is not good for us. No, please not again. How? Right, thank you, Nyanzu. You lost the header somehow. There was no one around you and you lost it. But he's at least trapped back to put it out for a throw-in. And I'm just waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. They're even playing Nathan Ake and we're losing this much. Come on, just blow your whistle, ref. Put us out of misery. You should have done it at half-time. If there was a forfeit button, we would have done it. 10 seconds left. It's just doing them highlights until the game's over. Oh, man. I'm going to show you the dynamics issue after this. Maybe it had an effect. I don't think so, though, because we've had that for a few games and we've played well enough. This just seems like a random result out of nowhere. Yeah, I've never seen anything come up like this before in FM22, but we weren't good enough, and I don't have the words to express how angry that performance makes me, because that performance was absolute tripe, absolute balls that was. Right, yeah, right, Guardiola loves the rest, whatever it is. Humiliation for Newcastle. If we go to Club Vision, that's probably hurt us quite a little bit. They're only upset. They're not very disappointed or anything. They're just upset. I'll take that. Yeah, dynamics. We were very, very high, very, very high. Then it dropped around to average because of the problems I'm about to speak about. But we've slowly started to get it back up. Basically, Caldalo, that's fine. He just wants a new challenge. Basuma just wants to start more games. That's fine. I can deal with that. Then we got to Champions League squad registration. And a few of you guys did point out the fact to me that we probably didn't have enough homegrown talent in the 25 that we needed for the Champions League, so someone was going to have to miss out. Usually you can miss out players like your Shelvies and your Caldalos and you'll be okay, but with how many good players we had, I had to cut out 2 fairly squad players. Like I use them fairly regularly. So my first choice was at right back. I could only have 2 right back options. One of them was Mukiele, and then the other one was either going to be Tolisso or Selic. In my head, I put in Tolisso because in a 25-man squad, the versatility of someone like Tolisso is massively important. Overall, it was a bad decision on my end in terms of building the squad and not thinking about this going forward. But I think the decision of who to pick at that point was the right one. Although everyone goes and backs Selic, 23 players in the squad agree that he should have been in the Champions League squad. I agree, there's just literally no space for him. He probably is going to want to leave, and I don't mind that because I'm not a big fan of him at the minute, Zeki Selic. His performances this season have been pretty atrocious, as you can see, and there's a reason why Mukiele, I'm very happy that we bought him. And then Loftus-Cheek was another one where, you know, in midfield we've got Weigl, Gilmore, Willock, Shelvey had to be in the team because of the promise I made, which is something stupid. If I didn't put Shelvey in, we would probably have avoided 23 of these issues here, but I had to keep Shelvey in for my Champions League winning promise, even if he is going to leave at the end of the season. And that's not counting your Basumas, your Ward-Prowses, your Tolissos as mentioned. There was just no room for Loftus-Cheek, who was injured at the time. And I knew he was coming back, but I figured we'll use him in the Premier League and the Cups, and then Champions League games he can sit out. He's got annoyed at that. I don't want to lose Loftus-Cheek, but he hasn't really been featuring for us too much since we signed him. 25 games last season, but only 1 game this season due to injury. Hopefully he can get back in the team, but that did cause a dynamics issue, like which I did say we've rode out that issue because that was on pretty much deadline day, and since then we've done pretty well. But that was an atrocious result, atrocious. I'm probably just going to skip it until just before the Champions League game against Bayern. So I would say like the video if you're enjoying so far, but if I was just go. I'll see you at the Bayern game. Okay, here we go. The Bayern game has came around very fast. The players are super tired, but we're going to have to try and pick our best 11 here. The next game is against West Brom, who are very low down in the league, so I think we just pick the best players that we can that are available to us. So Mukiel, Nyanzu, Akanji has done nothing to warrant being back in the team, so that is going to be Badashile, wrong button there. Bring in Mukiel. Grimaldo, no, it was a poor performance. Windle has done nothing wrong, not put a foot wrong. He can start. Weigl will play, despite a poor last few games, although he did get a nice assist in that match. It's just, there's not a better option for him right there. If I had Declan Rice, maybe Weigl will be out the team, but Gilmour isn't the defensive, must put in a shift against Bayern Munich kind of player that we're going to have to go with. So Weigl will stick around. He's faced him a few times in his Dortmund days, I'm sure, so we'll keep him. Ward-Prowse has to play. Basuma probably, again, is another one that has to start despite his poor performance. Edwards will likely be Rafinha if he is fit, even though Edwards played well. Rafinha, I feel like we missed him in that match. Marcus Thuram is a bit tired, so that can be Maximan. Vlahovic can stay. As you can see, we've got plenty of unregistered players. Even Bale can get in. We're going to bring in Grimaldo on the bench. We'll make sure Willock's on the bench. Edwards should be on the bench instead of Crockard. So that's 2 defenders, a left back, a couple of midfielders, and some forward options. And I think we'll be fine with that. So that's what we're going to go with. Hopefully we can do a little bit better in this match. I mean, we can't do much worse, but I'm not gonna hold any words to that just yet, because we could probably go and lose 9-1 now. Literally only 3 days between the games. We've only got another 3 days before the next one, and 3 days after that. So not much time to recover and get in better form. It looks like Bayern Munich are dominating. I actually had Musiala come up on a scout report. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he looks amazing for a 19-year-old. Look at them attributes. He might be someone that we look into, although I've just looked at his transfer value, and no, we're going to stick clear of Mr. Jamal. We're going to call him Jamal. Right, anyway, let's get off with the game. Champions League, very important match. I take a draw away from home. Let's see how we get on, and straight away we have a highlight. Just for once, can it start with us playing well, because that way we don't have to deal with a whole worrying about going 9-0 down again if we concede straight away. Goretzka to Hernandez. It does look like it's going to be a Bayern Munich chance, but we will wait out our moment. Hernandez moving the ball forward for the Bayern Munich side. He's taking it very slow, goes back to his goalie. I'm fine with that. Upamecano, he'll be interesting at the back, because he used to be so good in Football Manager, but I haven't heard about him in the last year or so. I suppose since he's agreed to join Bayern, and I don't think he had a great season for Leipzig last year. I don't keep up with it too much, but people weren't raving about him as much last year, I believe. Here is Kimmich, though. It's a great pass through Sane. Please, Livakovic. Okay, it's gone wide. Hopefully we'll make it to the 10-minute mark without conceding, and that's the first thing we need to do. I'm going to demand more because, again, just not really happy with what I'm seeing. I just want to see some shots go our way, because their XG is almost at 1 already, 15 minutes in. But we made it past the first 10 minutes. Now we've made it past the first 20. Great start. Zenit going 1-0 up against Roma, and this is where we can potentially get goals from. Ward-Prowse into the box. It doesn't go where we want it to. Rafinha picks it up though. Mukiel, Weigl. There's still a chance to get the ball in. Badashile to Windle. Windle out wide to Maximan. Maximan has gone forward with the ball. Maximan, he's gone through all the way. What a goal from Saint Maximan. Wow. That's what we need in a moment like this. I mean, Thuram, I've been loving him. As you saw, he was playing really well before that game against Manchester City. Maximan was just an option every now and then. The amount that they get tired, they'd probably switch every other game, to be honest. But that's the best thing I've seen Maximan do in the 2 seasons here. What a finish. What a run. We're 1-0 up against Bayern Munich after 20 minutes, probably against a run of play, but that is massively important for our Champions League campaign, because if we come out of this with another 3 points, that puts us on 6 points. Chances are we'll beat one of Roma or Zenit in the next matches as well, so that'll probably get up to 9. 9's probably about enough to go through in the Champions League. So all is being well, and if we can hit that top spot in the Champions League group as well, that'll be even better, because then we've got more of a chance of getting through in the later stages and all that good stuff. But after the first half here, I can only be impressed with our turnaround from the last game. It's another good ball in from Ward-Prowse. It finds Weigl at the back post, who curls it back in towards Windle, who hits the crossbar. I'm telling you, this guy is very good. Oh no, it was Mukiel. Sorry, it was Mukiel. But Windle is also good. Mukiel has been brilliant for us, though. Apparently Rafinha isn't having that much of a good game, and on a 6.2 and a yellow, I'm inclined to bring him off for Marcus Edwards, because again, Marcus Edwards was probably one of the only few people in the last match who showed anything. I can't even remember how he performed in the whole match, but just because he scored that goal, we'll give him the chance. Vlahovic could have done better there, I feel. Could have done better in both games, to be honest. We haven't seen much of him in the most recent matches. In that City one, you guys haven't been able to really see him flourish yet, but he is a bit of a complete forward, to be honest. Ward-Prowse, you silly man. You silly man. That looked like a dive from Sane, but it's not going to be, because that doesn't exist. The question is, did he do it on the line of the box, or did he do it when he actually got in the box? Was it outside? Let's see. I think it's going to be a penalty, to be honest. Penalty awarded. Right, that's really annoying. We'll take a draw, though. Come on, Livakovic. Do something good for me here. He's against Thomas Muller. I don't feel like he's going to miss. He doesn't. He places it in the corner. Livakovic just flops backwards. Poor from Ward-Prowse. I understand that if he didn't do that, it was probably going to be a one-on-one on goal anyway with a shot, but just feels unnecessary in a game like this where we actually haven't given him that many opportunities. Yeah, he's going to have to come off. And NEWCASTLE as well. He's just really tired. We're struggling out there. But I don't know if we've got anyone to really bring him off for. I'm going to go for Wilson for a bit of pace on the counter-attack, I think. And then the question is, do I bring off Ward-Prowse for that? Do I take off Weigl, who's a bit more tired than Ward-Prowse? I think that's probably the way to go. We'll try Billy G. Let's see how we get on. I don't know what just happened then. It feels like a highlight was going to happen, then I brought on a sub and it cancelled it, so I'll take that. But Kimmich, with a free kick in, oof, it went to Van der Beek, who's apparently left Manchester United. Muller on the ball to Upamecano. He's put it out to Kimmich. It's definitely going to be a Bayern goal, isn't it? It's right across the box. Oh, Windle manages to stop that at the back post, and then it goes across to Xerxes, who just skies it. I don't know whether that got a block or not, but I can only be thankful there, because I thought that was almost certainly a goal. Right, we're still in the game, thankfully. Leroy Sané, they're piling on the pressure now. Deal with this, and hopefully we don't see another highlight, and we'll just take the draw. Just end the highlight. Just end the highlight, Football Manager. This is going to be a 40-minute video if you don't. Goretzka plays it back to Hernandez. It should have stopped by now. It really should. Xerxes, back to Hernandez. Right, it's stopped now. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but there is going to be another highlight, and it's us on the ball. Can we make it 2-1? We've done nothing other than that St. Maximin chance, but Callum Wilson is in. Vlahovic hasn't been playing great, but Callum Wilson is in. Callum Wilson. This is what we mean. This is I slated him at the beginning of the video without realising that he'd actually scored pretty much a goal a game. We're bringing him on a game like this. I say, you know what, I want a bit of pace to go behind the lines, to break on the counter-attack. It's worked perfectly. I'm a tactical genius. Let's just forget the 8-1 defeat we just had. I'm a tactical genius. Wilson scores. It's an assist for, I believe, Basuma, who I think he needs that, Basuma, to be honest, because he keeps saying he wants to play in the first team. But he hasn't been doing great overall, although I've just saw that he has actually got both assists in this game. What a free kick that was from Ward-Prowse, though. Forcing a save out of Neuer from God knows how far out. He's going to put another corner in here, trying to make up for that penalty he gave away. It's another great cross in. Headed away. Oh no, okay, good. Oh, please just stop. I just want to go home. Just want to go home, edit the video, take the 2-1 win. That's all I want. I don't want to see anything else. I don't want to see Bayern Munich get a goal. Please. Who are you? Mady Kamara has just banged it in from about 5 yards away from a Muller knockdown from a cross. Again, I've said it about a million times. We'll take the draw now. I'll take a draw. I don't know who you are, Mady Kamara. It was a fair enough goal, but I want to go home now. I've seen too much today. Where are you at in real life? Olympiacos. Strange. Good signing though. He seems to have had a good signing, a good season for Olympiacos. Stop. I don't want to see any more. Kimmich in. Goretzka header. Cleared away by Nyanzu. Is it going to be Callum Wilson yet again? No, he's been brought down. No, he hasn't. He's managed to win it. Plays it to Marcus Edwards, but it doesn't come off. The highlight is still not over. Please just end. I don't want to see a Bayern Munich counter-attack. Xerxes heads it onto Muller. He's been done it far too easily there. Van der Beek's in. Livakovic positioning all over the place with 3-2 down. It's been a terrible day. A terrible day for Newcastle fans. A terrible week for Newcastle fans. I picked the worst 2 games to record here. I was going to do Chelsea and Zenit, and I thought, you know what, we'll wait for Bayern and bloody Manchester City, because that'll be a good time. We're going to lose 3-2, or unless I'll happily have a highlight now game. I'll go on a little bit longer if you're going to give me one more Newcastle chance. It's Basuma. He gives it away. It's going to be 4-2 Bayern Munich, isn't it? I don't even need to look. I can close my eyes and it will happen, although we do actually have the ball. Windle, Padashile. It sounds like I'm moaning. I am moaning. We played rubbish. Ward-Prowse to Maximin. Maximin's got space. He's played it to Basuma. Basuma to Ward-Prowse. Basuma with a third assist of the game. Ward-Prowse, who gave away a penalty, decides in this last couple of minutes, no, I'm not just going to tap it in from 3 yards. I'm going to do some fancy flick with my back heel to score a goal. What a match this has been. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did some fancy back heel when he could have just tapped it in. He did. What a man. Puts it in the corner. Ward-Prowse, I love you. I never questioned your defensive efforts. Please, no more highlights. Stop it. Stop it, Football Manager. There's 5 seconds left on the clock. Why are you doing this to me? Blow your whistle, referee. I don't want to see this because I know it's a Bayern Munich goal. I've literally got my hands in... Sane misses from 3 yards out. I need a drink of water. I really do. That was a satisfying result, sure. It wasn't a satisfying watch, I'll tell you that much. I don't want to sit through that ever again. We drew to Bayern Munich away, 3-3. We lost, whatever it was, 8-1 to Manchester City. Let's just call it 3-0. Why not? That makes more sense. Let's just call it 3-0 Man City. That was fine. Going forward in the league, we're 5 points off the top of the league. Liverpool now. We're doing well in the Champions League, which I'll take, but I do want to win the league. And now we've got a West Brom, Roma, Villa. This is a good month or so of games here. We're starting to get a few more home matches because, as you saw, it's going to get easier for us as the season goes on because that was like 5 away matches in a row in the league. So hopefully at some point we're going to get like loads of home matches in a row. Although it doesn't seem to be happening. But we'll see. Maybe the second half of the season we'll pick it up. Overall, we've been really good. It's just out of nowhere we've just lost in this video. I don't know what's gone on, but thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit the like button. It's been a bit of a nuts one, a bit of a crazy one. Sorry to put you through that misery, but you had to go through it with me. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.